Good morning. Here's your U.S. news briefing for Thursday, July 30th. Thousands evacuated in Crete as Europe battles wildfires. Strong winds have fanned the flames in the Rethymno region as wildfires continue to ravage the Greek island. $200,000 worth of supplies donated to PB schools. Starbucks raises full-year outlook as CEO tells CNBC the chain is winning back customer loyalty. Starbucks posted its fourth straight quarter of same-store sales growth, as it continues a turnaround under CEO Brian Niccol. Zoox clears final federal hurdle to launch paid robotaxi service. Federal safety regulators have given Zoox a temporary exemption that will allow the Amazon-owned autonomous vehicle technology company to charge customers for rides in its custom-built robotaxi. Ex-Chargers L.B. Smith dies as family cites CTE. Former Chargers linebacker and College Football Hall of Famer Billy Ray Smith Jr. has died at 64, with his family saying he had CTE caused dementia. Debut films from Money Heist star Jaime Lorente, UK's Billy Lumby headline San Sebastian new director's selection. Lorente's The Bad Son will open the selection at the Spanish Film Festival, while Lumby's Florid is set to close it. The Vogue Business People Moves Tracker. Bringing you the latest hires and exits, and highlighting the leaders shaping the industry of tomorrow. Missile that left crater deep inside Poland was probably Russian, Polish PM. The missile left a 10 m wide, 33 feet, crater a short distance from the village of Tarnowa Kolonia, about 100 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. Family throws surprise birthday party at Eagles tailgate for Vietnam vet. Virtual interviews don't show bosses your personality, says Burnham. Interviews online may not allow young people to shine and communicate their passion, the Prime Minister says. Spotify running mode helps match tunes to tempo. Spotify has introduced a new running mode feature that makes it easier to curate playlists around your workout goals, music tastes, and desired beats per minute, BPM. Plum to Valkyries? Moro to tempo? Moves to watch for ahead of WNBA trade deadline. Kelsey Plum, Anissa Morrow, and Bethany Delaney Hamilton could be on the move before the WNBA trade deadline. George and Amal Clooney evacuate French home as wildfire threatens Brignoles. We remain fully part of this community and will contribute to its rebuilding. George and Amal Clooney have evacuated their home in Brignoles in the south of France after a wildfire swept through the area, forcing hundreds of residents to flee. Goodbye Poochie summer, hello what? 5 NYC vintage stores named the season's top trends. Vogue asked 5 New York City vintage stores for their on-the-ground opinions of the summer's top trends. Senator Paul threatens to hold Fauci in contempt. And, a new rule undercuts U.S. asylum. Senator Rand Paul is moving to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress after he invoked his Fifth Amendment rights. Alien Terrorist Removal Court to hold its first-ever hearing after 30 years. Congress created the Alien Terrorist Removal Court in 1996 to make it easier for the Justice Department to use classified evidence to deport people from U.S. soil. Bank holds interest rates but says it is ready to raise them if Iran war escalates. The bank also expects the economy to grow more than previously forecast this year, although uncertainties remain because of the Iran war. Spotify adds a running mode to its app. Running mode will be available to premium users on iOS in select countries. Power rankings, how every team can make a playoff push. Whether improving a playoff seed or carrying momentum into the offseason, finishing strong is a priority for all 15 teams. Ryan Bingham signs with WME, exclusive. Singer-songwriter actor and Yellowstone star Ryan Bingham has signed with WME for worldwide representation in music, the company announced on Thursday. He continues to be represented by Jack Wiggum at Range Media Partners for film and television. Bingham has had a remarkably versatile career that stretches back nearly 25 years. Women's baseball finally has a league of their own. The Women's Professional Baseball League is here after decades of waiting. U.S. launches heavy strikes on Iran after attempted attack on American troops. After a short period of relative calm when hostilities were paused, both sides have now restarted missile attacks. Live updates, U.S. retaliates against Iran, CDC, Labor nominees face Senate panel vote. The U.S.-Iran conflict threatens to expand, as the American military retaliated late Wednesday after Tehran's surprise strikes the day prior. The U.S. launched a heavy barrage for 2 hours against several Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, targets. Cyclospora outbreak has hurt Taco Bell but sales are already improving, Yum Brand's CEO says. The restaurant company provided no update on the Cyclospora outbreak tied to Taco Bell restaurants as affecting its business. Enforcer raises $50 million to help prepare smaller businesses for a new world of AI and security risks. London-based Enforcer just closed a $50 million Series C round led by Insight Partners, sizing up 4 second-year NFL quarterbacks and where they need to improve in 2026. Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shaw and Shadur Sanders are entering year 2 in the NFL. Let's find one spot where each sophomore QB must get better in 2026. Italy-based Lights on Snags Columbia's In All My Journeys I Am Returning ahead of its Locarno Bow, exclusive. Boutique Italian sales agency Lights On has picked up international sales rights to the debut feature of Colombian Manuel Ponce de Leon's In All My Journeys I Am Returning, Todos Mis Viajes Son Viajes de Regreso, ahead of its world premiere at the Locarno Film Festival. All the standout fall-winter 2026 fashion campaigns so far. Nicaraguan leader proposes extending presidential term by another year. It is not the first time the Constitution has been amended to allow Daniel Ortega, 80, to stay in power for longer. Fetterman says Fauci was a little fixated on his own fame. Senator John Fetterman, Democrat Pennsylvania, said Wednesday that Dr. Anthony Fauci, the former chief White House medical advisor, was a little fixated on his own fame. I do think it's entirely appropriate to really hold Fauci accountable, but I don't think it's really appropriate to pound an 85-year-old man. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10. U.S. economic growth slows to 1.5% in second quarter. The economy grew at an annual rate of 1.5% in the 3 months to June, down from 2.1% seen in the previous quarter. Dilley raises $21.7 million to bring AI compliance to the infrastructure boom. The Series A was led by Khosla Ventures, with participation from Allianz, Rebel Fund, Brick and Mortar Ventures Darren Bechtel, and Y Combinator's Gary Tan. Garrett envisions great things if Donald returns. Rams defensive tackle Myles Garrett expressed excitement over the possibility of Aaron Donald coming out of retirement to play this season, saying he thinks the duo can do great things. Paul McCartney, Olivia Dean and Ray make Mercury Prize shortlist. Paul McCartney has received his first ever nomination for the U.K. and #8217's prestigious Mercury Prize alongside Olivia Dean, Ray, and more. The shortlist for the prize, which recognizes outstanding British albums, was unveiled on Thursday. Is the death of millennial wedding culture upon us? Millennials made weddings into an expensive cultural spectacle. Gen Z couples seem ready for a different approach. Russian strikes across Ukraine kill at least 8 civilians and wound dozens. The Blitz expanded Russia's almost daily bombardment of Ukrainian cities as Moscow apparently looked to exploit Kiev's critical shortage of Western-supplied anti-ballistic missile defenses. Immigrant detention should not be a death sentence. Our immigration facilities must respect the rule of law, accountability, and human lives. Ferrari raises 2026 guidance after Q2 earnings beat. Ferrari is bumping up its 2026 guidance after beating Wall Street's second quarter expectations amid healthy demand for its products. Amazon's short story collections are one of the best reasons to own a Kindle. Over the last few years, I've gradually shifted away from ebooks. It's been part of a general return to physical media, an attempt to create a deeper sense of ownership over the art I love and collect. Sources: NBA nixes plans for Middle East games. The NBA will not play any preseason games in the Middle East for the first time in 5 years, sources told ESPN, due to the ongoing war in the region. SiriusXM adds 22K subscribers, but shares fall after earnings. Mississippi. The company reported net income of $239 million, or 70 cents per share, which slightly missed analyst expectations. What to know about your 11th house in astrology? It says a lot about your friendships. Veteran Ugandan opposition leader collapses in court and in ICU, his wife says. The 70-year-old has been in detention since November 2024 and faces treason charges, which he denies. Watch live, Schumer headlines anti-corruption forum ahead of midterms. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, New York, is set to deliver remarks Thursday morning at a public citizen forum focused on combating public corruption. He will be joined by Senators Sheldon Whitehouse, Democrat Rhode Island, and Alex Padilla, Democrat California, as Democrats ramp up their attacks on President Trump's agenda, corporate power, and the influence of billionaires ahead of. That's your briefing for today. Have a great day.